Hey guys, what's going on? This is Pants R Dragon, and today I want to be doing the top 5 best top laners for solo queue. So in this patch, Fervor got nerfed, Poppy was released this patch, although she's not that great. Mundo has been nerfed, Hecarim isn't so slippery anymore and got a base health nerf, Riven gets a little buff, and the Cunning Tree itself got a pretty big buff. And we also didn't do this for patch 5.23, so we're going to do it for patch 5.24. And so, with all that being said, let's get started. So at number 5 is gonna be Shen. So Shen is still gonna be here in this tier list. The reason he is here is because of his healing coming from his Q, being a tank and synergizing with the new masteries, and his scaling with health. The mastery, Grasp of the Undying, is definitely one of the best, if not the best, mastery in the game right now. Then obviously tanks will be the strongest in the top lane, along with armor and magic resist being, very good in this meta we have right now. So yeah, tanks, well, basically number 1. Unless you are Gangplank, then it's kind of a different story, seeing as how he's one of the only champions in the game to have armor penetration. Like Season 5 armor penetration, not that bonus armor penetration shit. Along with Darius, and there's probably another one too, but having 40% armor penetration on them barrels will definitely do a lot of damage to those nasty tanks. Having synergy with crit items plus having a lot of CDR is great for Gangplank, as he is an AD carry in a sense too. Also having a global ultimate to wave clear a tower if needed, or to help someone across the map or even help himself is great utility. The buff coming to the Cunning Tree also does help him a bit, since he does enjoy armor penetration and magic penetration coming from his ultimate and barrels. But yeah, even though he got nerfed in patch 5.21, I feel like he's still going to be mid game and late game Gangplank, as he probably can get a lot of mana back with Essence Reaver. Next up we have Mundo. So Mundo is a jungler and also can be played top, although I feel like he's probably the best jungler at the moment still. Regardless, he becomes a mega tank in mid game and late game, and his laning phase is not so bad since he can use the masteries to his advantage, and also a bunch of buffs were given to him in Season 5, especially the big buff which enhances his next auto attack coming from his E, was pretty huge for trading with the enemy. Like when they actually did that buff, he was actually really strong. A lot of people were playing him in the top lane again, and now in preseason or Season 6 he's just better because of the masteries. Next up we have Trundle. So Trundle, with the Season 6 masteries, again is one of the strongest at the moment. So the masteries like Runic Armor giving him more sustain in the lane, from his passive, and also having synergy with his ultimate is very nice. Along with being the anti-tank champion in this meta, where tanks are dominant, makes him a really great champion. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, but when they increased his melee range attack from 125 to 175, it actually made his win rate go up by like 6%. Apparently, it was a really big buff, or people just realized that he was really good with the masteries and didn't know how to play him in the first patch of the preseason. So I'm a bit confused, but at the moment I felt his presence in the game, how strong he was. He even might make the support tier list because, well, I felt the strength of his support. And also that is another place I've been seeing him being played. So I don't know, maybe he's really good in the bottom lane as a support, or he's also good in the top lane. The jungle is even good for him because he likes the lifesteal on hit from the machete, but I just feel like he's more of a top laner or support. Next up at number 1 is going to be Malphite. So it can be argued that he, Trundle, and Mundo could be number 1, but I think in terms of, being the armor king, Malphite is going to be the winner. He doesn't have as much synergy as, say, Trundle or Mundo with the masteries, but, I feel like, Mundo's more of a jungler, though Trundle is a counter to him because he's a tank. Trundle to me is still fairly new because I feel like a lot of high elo players in the top lane aren't really using him yet. They don't really know his power, and they'd rather be going with these like Season 5 power picks like Malphite and stuff like that. So I do see him more often than Trundle. In fact, I feel like I'm the only one who plays him in my ELO when I'm playing top lane at the moment. Is there anything bad with Trundle that I see except for like getting kited? Not really. I mean, he was in the LCS once before, so there shouldn't be a lot of problems with him being played. Oh yeah, I forgot to say W synergy with, that Grasp of the Undying is, well, fairly nice. Next up we're going to be doing the honorable mentions, and first up is going to be Aurelia. So I think she does like the Resolve Mastery Tree because it has synergy with her W and R, the Runic Shield. And so that is very useful to her as she will be sustaining a lot. Also, Gunther's Rageblade is nice with her, though I think the better build might be going to Trinity Force and maybe just pure tank. And also, since Trinity Force did get nerfed in preseason, she is a little bit weaker than before. but nonetheless still a good champion. And next up is going to be Hecarim. So they nerfed his health and hit point per growth stat, while also taking the slip and slide between minions so he can't go up and auto attack them through the creeps. And I also think he has a pretty big model for a champion, so maybe there's going to be a lot of creep blocking going on, I'm not sure. But his win rate went down by like 2%, which isn't a lot technically in high elo, so I think he's actually still pretty good. And next up is going to be Quinn. So Quinn, still a really annoying champion with that stupid Q. And I think she's being more played in the solo lane or AD carry than a jungler ever since those nerfs that happened to her in this patch. And I do think it's fairly easy to kill her in the top lane, but the thing I like about Quinn, of course, is her blind, but how well she scales in the mid game and late game once she gets some items like rapid fire cannon and bloodthirster and just assassinating targets with their ultimate. It's just really nice for her. And then next up we have Fiora. So Fiora in this patch, I feel like she got a nerf because the Fervor of Battle Keystone Mastery got nerfed this patch, and that was definitely one of her best Keystone Masteries, but there's also the Cunning Tree waiting for her. And I don't think I've talked about her since the preseason changes, but I feel like she was indirectly nerfed in this season because of the price increase to Ravenous Hydra and Black Cleaver. So that kind of sucks for her, but at least she has true damage with her ultimate and passive. Oh yeah, and there was also like nerfs coming to her after her first buff after release. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you did like this video by giving a thumbs up, or if you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Hopefully this video helped your insight on the top lane and basically showing you that tanks are the dominant ones right now, or well, champions who can use the resolve tree. Anyways, thank you guys for your time. I am Panther Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time. Yo, let's fucking fight.
What the fuck is what? Were you just doing Woody Woodpecker?
Oh, look.